In 2023, Anthros visited our office with a fully functional prototype of their Anthros V1 chair. It was good, but it wasn't great. So we shared our thoughts, and they actually promised to make the changes that they could on this model. 6 months later, they would visit again with the final V1, and it was better. So much so that even some of the BTOD staff had ranked it as their S tier. But I knew there was still room for improvement. So again, they promised to continue to work on these areas of the chair in their next version. Well, 2 years later, the Anthros V2 has dropped, and after spending the last 30 days in it, all I can say is, wow. Let's jump into it. If you didn't catch my first review, let's talk about some of the important stuff that didn't change on this chair, and then after, we'll cover all of those things that did. Now, the base options for the Anthros V1 and V2 have actually remained the same. Now, trying both of these, the 4-star and the 5-star base, I still highly recommend the 5-star. The 4-star version does not swivel and makes the chair feel a bit more locked in. Now, if you like to be able to easily twist around at your workstation, then the 5-star is going to be perfect. Another area that didn't change is the build quality on both of these Anthros chairs. It's always been a very well-built chair, and it's similar to the likes of leading office seating manufacturers like Steelcase and Herman Miller. It's backed with a full 12-year warranty to help you kind of rest assured that it's guaranteed to stand the test of time, and this is honestly important considering the price that you're going to be paying is a top-tier price. The arm adjustments on the Anthros V2 remain the same, still offering height, depth, pivot, and width adjustment with the use of a locking lever found underneath the arm. As mentioned in my first review, I wish the arm pads were less rounded overall. While the pads are soft, they feel too wide because of their shape. I hope they're still working on this for future iterations. The seat height adjustment did change on this newest version. A change in the shape of the actual seat pad is what brought this change and lowers the overall seat by about 1 inch. This means the lowest point now is 17.5 inches up to 21.5. The back adjustments on the Anthros have remained the same, with the lower sacral support being independently adjustable from the upper back support. Now, the overall pad size and shapes have changed, which we'll cover here later in the video. The recline adjustment has also remained the same for the V2. You can lock your chair in an upright position, you can lock it in a slightly reclined position, or you can choose to leave it unlocked and then adjust that tilt tension to get that right balance. Now, I always tend to leave it in the unlocked position to kind of help provide that movement while seated in the chair. I like the tilt tension on this one too because it's nice because it doesn't really require a lot of turns to make a significant difference in how that chair functions when you're reclining. Still not sure what office chairs are most comfortable for you? Download our office chair comfort cheat sheet link down in the description. We've reviewed hundreds of office chairs so you don't have to. I've been super excited about the seat comfort section because this is one of the biggest changes to the V2. Now, first of all, the shape change to the pad itself is a nice upgrade. By flattening the contour on the sides and the back of the pad, they were actually able to create a larger feel. On top of that feel, they made it about an inch wider as well. Now, if you like to sit crisscross applesauce, I imagine this change would be good. Not great for ergonomics, and clearly, I need to stretch more. It's not a thing. This is good for me.
You got this.
No, this is so awful. For me, I typically cheat by just putting one leg underneath the other, which is another form of cross-legged sitting. The waterfall front on the new pad is absolutely amazing. I found the first one cut off circulation in the back of my legs, especially when reclined, and I have zero of that discomfort any longer. The softness on the pad is as good as it was in the previous iteration, with cutouts for your sit bones still there. They even added a coccyx cutout in the back of the seat pad, which is going to help you relieve some of that added pressure that you'd normally find in your tailbone from a lot of other chairs. The changes to the backrest are another exciting change for the V2. The first iteration of the chair had a good backrest, but the lower sacral support had an aggressive approach because of its size and shape. Overall, the pads on the backrest upper and lower sections were softened up and given some additional thickness. This helped to soften the feel and filled in that large gap that was between the upper and lower portion of the backrest. And this now gives a more full backrest feel. The lower sacral support was widened out as well. This, in addition to the height change, makes it feel less intrusive and a lot more supportive for a larger area of your lower back. By making that backrest feel a bit more like a, well, backrest, it does allow for some more slouching positions. But I still find that the Anthros wants to put me in a upright and ergonomic position. Now, the only real downside here to the additional padding, I think, was the heat generated from the backrest. I noticed this also in the first version. It seems to hold heat just as good, if not better now. Anthros mentioned updating their upholstery with a few new color options and an overall upgrade with regards to the softness of those fabrics. The white upholstery that we have on our chair is definitely soft, but I've never really had an issue with the first version of this chair either. So overall, I think you're going to be happy regardless of the fabrics you choose. Overall, I'm super impressed with the Anthros V2. The changes to the seat and the back have made a major impact on the chair's overall comfort. My only real gripe with the chair still is the shape of those arm pads at this point. Now, if you're looking for a supportive chair, one that will be comfortable for long hours, I definitely recommend taking a look at the Anthros V2.